Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am going to make a card. I know it's a shock, but first I'm going to show you some paper that I bought. I like to buy from Cardstock Warehouse, and they were having a sale. And I'm weak, and I've been getting rid of, over the years I have bought so much paper, as we all do, and a lot of it, after I bought it, it did not look like the color that I bought once I got it. So I have donated a bunch of it to the library for their crafting. They have Cricut, and they use it a lot for decorations and for programs. So they were thrilled to get the paper, and I was glad to get rid of some of the stuff that I don't really care for, and maybe make some room for stuff I do like. So I bought several packs. This is called Malva. It's a dusty rose. The camera here is making it look a lot brighter pink than it is. It's like I say, sort of a dark rosy, dusty rosy color. Focus, and has a slight purpley tint. On this camera, it's making it look like it's bright pink. It is not bright pink. That helps just a little bit, but anyway, it's really pretty. And I also like looking for colors that you can really ink blend on really well to kind of change up the color a little bit. And this is good quality. This is 105-pound cover, and it's really good quality paper, or cardstock. I really shouldn't call it paper. This is Woodstock Verde, and it's the same 105-pound cover. And I can't even tell you what I paid for it on sale, but it was a good price. And this is brighter green than what it shows on camera. It's more of what I would call a lime green. Focus. Also pretty, and I can darken that up with inks. And this, I don't know if you can hear, but that's very good quality. Okay, I'm going to put all these papers. Nope, if I don't put it back now, I'm liable not to put it away. They're always easy to get out, but you can't get them back in. Okay, there we go. This next one just says pale blue, but I think this is the one they called salt water. I'm looking to see if it says anything other than Yeah, I think this is the saltwater color. And it looks like on the camera, and I'm taking this out just so, I don't know, you can see a little better. If I can get a sheet out and not muck it up. Sure is in here tight. Okay, here we go. And this is a pale blue. Looks much darker on camera than it is, but it is a, not the lightest blue, but really light, and it's real pretty. I bought some other brand, one of the big box craft stores. I bought a pack of blue paper there, and I got it home, and it was not very attractive. It was more like a purpley blue, and I didn't like it. This one is called Evergreen. Looking a little bit more bluish green on camera, but it's a nice, this is a really nice Christmas green. And this, I should have said, is 100 pound. Really can't tell that much difference between the 100 and 105. There's a little bit, this is a little stiffer. But, and this is a gorgeous green for Christmas cards. You could even use this. You could use this as a card base as well. Okay, I'll put that back in a minute. I'm tired of struggling with that. And then this last pack of paper is called Azzurro. And you can see it is a little bit darker of a green than this one that they call saltwater. Excuse my glue. And it's really pretty. I've been looking for a blue-gray or a gray-blue. And I know they have one. I got a sample. I didn't look at it before I bought any of this paper, of course. But I still have it. And next time they have a sale, I'm going to try to match that one up. So anyway, that's my cardstock purchase. And actually, Elizabeth Custer Rogers has a birthday giveaway every year, and I am donating some of my nicer paper packs. So there was a company that they're still in business, but they're really mostly sell yarn and stuff, and they got rid of all their paper crafting things. And when they were getting rid of their paper, I bought a ton of it. It's really nice paper. But I really bought way more than I should have. So I'm giving away a few packs of that paper when Elizabeth has her giveaway, her birthday giveaway. And then for Mother's Day, I bought, well, I didn't buy it. I received as a gift for Mother's Day this year a Pink and Main Mink machine. I was going to do an unboxing, and I finally filmed the video last week. It was terrible. It was terrible. I did it late at night. I was really tired. And I misspoke so many times. I was listening to it afterwards, and I'm like, I am not going to post this. So, let me show you, just in case you haven't seen it. Most of you probably have. So this is the Pink and Main Mink machine. It has 5 settings, 5 heat settings, and 1 no heat setting to, I guess that's if you're just doing like the sticky laminating sheets, you want to run them through the ones that don't require heat. Anywho, works like a charm. Much better than my cheap laminator that I was using, which didn't give consistently good results at all. And this is one of the panels that I fold. This is sort of a semi-clear foil. You can't really see there. You can kind of see some of the foil. This lighting does not do it justice. But anywho, and Cardstock Warehouse has what they call almost perfect paper. And I think they're winding down with that. And usually it's pretty, what you get there is more like maybe a 65-pound paper. This one's actually a little thicker than usual. But it goes with some of the purpley jelly beans here. So I'm going to mat this up for a card. And I think they're winding down that almost perfect paper. It's so tempting to go back and buy some more, but I just have too much paper already. More than I need. Some of it, I'm not sure why it's, some of it you can tell like the corners are dinged up or something, or it has some kind of imperfection. But some of it, I just can't tell. This has some, actually I can tell one side of this has, that corner's a little dinged up. It's got some spots, like maybe it got some ink on it, but there's none on the other side. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. Jelly bean paper, because I really want to just use a piece of it on here. So or I could just mat it, leave a bigger mat. That's what we're going to do. So we are going to do, let's just do a 3 3¾ by 5. Just go for it. And this is just going to be a really simple card, no bells and whistles. I already had this guy in one of my little project trays. This is the last one. I need to do some more of these. I love coloring these little bears. They're so simple, and keeping them on hand for cards because they make for a quick and easy card. And this stamp and die set I got last year in the Pink and Main Advent Calendar. So if you've been thinking about getting an Advent calendar, it's not the least expensive one out there, but it's worth the money that you pay. Well worth the money. Oh, and this this jelly bean panel, this came, I forget how many panels. They were all different ones with like confetti and jelly beans. There's one. That's another one that I foiled. I just had a piece of that left. Here's more. I used a few of them already. So, but those came in that Advent calendar last year too. Now I really need to go ahead and use those up. So we're going to put this guy on here. And here's my happy birthday. And this happy birthday came from another stamp and die set that I got in that Advent calendar. So I guess this is my Pink and Main night tonight. See, that just makes a really cute little card. And a lot of times I cut out several of these bears for dimension. I'm wondering if I should do that here because that, man, that looks so cool. I don't know if you can see the effect on that panel, but it's this weird almost 3D effect on that background. It's really cool. So I tell you what, if y'all will bear with me here, I'm going to get out my little machine here. And I had my desk cleaned off and it's still not bad, but I'm starting to get a collection over here on the end of my desk. Wait, I had that stamp set out. Here it is. And let me grab a scrap piece of paper. And I rearranged my craft room yet again today. Let's see, how big is this little bear? There, I'll cut out like 3 of him to get some dimension on there. Oh, come on, no, slide over. There we go. This is a little Stampin' Up machine, which I purchased it before It's like before they came out with the Scout. I think they're probably all good machines. But I really like this one. And I like that they came out with these machines with a little bit wider base. I think this is 3.5 inches, something like that. So it will do a decent size die. Without having to use your big machine all the time. Okay, let me put him back in here before I'll lose him. Oh, I made this little template here for stamping when I stamp out the bears, so that the stamp doesn't get off in any way, so that when I die cut it, it's not catty-wonkered. So I can position my stamp correctly. Anyway, put this back over here. One thing I did today when I rearranged the craft room, well, not the whole room, but a couple of things, is put my paper trimmers over here next to me, where I don't have to reach so far for them. And then some things like my foiling machine, they were on what used to be a big old butcher block kitchen cart, and they just gather dust because they're not closed containers. So I put them in the cabinet where my paper trimmers were to keep the dust off. So, and I hope it'll work out nicer. And actually, and I also moved my die cutting machine to the top of that little cabinet. It's more convenient and less awkward over there than where I had it. And I actually might even be able to get my scanning cut back out and start using it again now. So that'll be nice. A while back, when I was redoing this whole craft room, such as it is, I threw out what I thought was, so I bought a mat directly from Brother. It was not the correct mat. So my scanning cut wouldn't read the mat, and I couldn't return it because they're like going to charge me to return it. It's like, gee, maybe you should sell the right mat for the right machine on your website. But anyway, don't get me started about that. So But I thought I was throwing away that mat. And then I couldn't find the brand new mat that actually did go with my machine. And I got so disgusted, I put it all away because I'm like, well, I threw away the wrong mat. Must have already thrown the other one away. No, I didn't. I did throw away the correct non-functional mat. But by then I had like filled up all the spaces in the craft room. So I couldn't get the scanning cut back out because I didn't have any place to put it by then. And then when I got my new storage, I sure couldn't get it back out because I lost a table. So anyway, now that I have once again rearranged, I think I can get it back out and start using it. Because it's crazy to pay, you know, like over $200 for a machine that you're not going to use. Okay, and on the sentiment, let me just pop that up with a little foam tape. I don't put him on foam tape because it's too hard to cut teeny weeny pieces for that string. So that's why I just die cut extra layers. I watched, so SBCFest was yesterday, and I watched pretty much the whole shebang. It was really nice too, and I crafted along for 3 of the classes. Let's see. Juliana Michaels, oh, for heaven's sake, her name just went right out of my head. Joy Baldwin, and then Simon Hurley. And I actually bought the kit for Simon Hurley's class. And let me see, is this tape gonna look too thick? No, I think this is gonna be just right. And it was really nice. Of course, I always start crafting along and I can never keep up with the video. Of course, it's pre-recorded, but the instructors are in the chat so they can answer questions live. And I just, that's one of the events I always really, really enjoy. So, and I'll show you some of the cards I made. And I had to shop my stash for a lot of the things. I just pull that apart. Dang it. go. Just put a couple of dots of glue on here. Oh, I'm using Pink and Main foam tape too. I had some Altenew, which I really like. It's wider than this. But I used it all up. You know, do I want to put it there or up here? Nope. I like it right here by the little bear. Sorry, I hope my head isn't getting in the way. Is that crooked? That's kind of crooked. Don't be crooked. Stop it. Okay, let's get out a card base for this. Let's see. I'm going to side fold. And I'm going to cut a little piece off of here. You know, a lot of times your paper, actually, most of the time your paper is not exactly 8.5 by 11. It might be a little bit over. Oh, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Oops. I'm getting foam tape stuck on my sleeve. Okay. We have a card, and I don't think I'm going to put any embellishment on here because of the rainbow shine on that foil. That shine is much prettier in real life. Camera just doesn't really pick it up. But anyway, he looks like he's actually floating on top of that background. It's really cute. So anyway, here are my cards. I actually did 3 for Juliana Michaels, and I used the wrong stencil. I actually had the stencil in my stash that I was supposed to use, and when I grabbed it out, I just grabbed the one. So I keep them in plastic sleeves, and I have one on one side, one on the other side, and when I grabbed them out, I grabbed the wrong one out. But it still looks fine. So, and of course I didn't have their label die, so I used just what I had in my stash, and I used the butterflies I had in my stash. And the leaves. So, and this was done with spray stain, and this is just a texture paste. Let's see. This one, we sprayed through the stencil. And then did some more spray on top and inked around. Getting washed out just a hair by the light, but that's okay. And then this one, so once we had done all the sprays on the stencil, we then used all the spray on top of the stencil to get like a reverse or a negative. And this is my favorite one of the 3 cards. And of course, I didn't have the same sprays. I had to just improvise with what I had. So this one I really, really like. So that was Juliana Michaels. Then Joy Baldwin. Again, I didn't have the stencil she used. So I just used a different one that I had. Same with the sentiment set and the butterflies and even the glitter. I just had some chunky holographic glitter and didn't have the gold that she used. But look at the sparkle. It is so pretty and so sparkly. It's amazing. It's just an amazing card. Look how those things sparkle. Anyway, I love that card. And then this is the card I made during Simon's class. He did 3, but I could not keep up. Now, isn't that pretty? And I know some of his products were exclusive to SBCFest. This is some of his paste. It's the Slippery When Wet. I think this is the Astro paste. It's the ones with glitter in them. Super pretty. And then there was they're coming out with this spray, but right now it was exclusive. So we got a little bitty bottle of that. It's really pretty. There's a lot of shine. It's not picking up very good, but a lot of shine on that card. And this is a layering stencil and embossing folder that go together. One thing I would do is, so I just inked right on my card base. If I did it again, I would just do it on a panel and then put it on the card because, and so this embossing folder, it's like 7.5 inches or 7 inches. Something like that. No, where is it? Yeah, it's about 7 3/4. Anyway, it's a long embossing folder. So of course, when you put it on your A2 size card, you cut some of it off. And I took the pieces I cut off and I fussy cut around some of them. It was real easy. And just used them to decorate the inside of the card. So those were my cards that I made yesterday. And then I still have more sentiments. I did another butterfly. This one I used the Phoenix feather. Astro Paste. And it's clear, so it absorbed some of the ink. And I put some on the body of the butterfly too. But it's gorgeous. It has a lot of sparkle in it. The camera just sometimes has a hard time picking up glittery, sparkly stuff. And I actually have another butterfly that I made. Look at that holographic glitter. It's just gorgeous. Just super gorgeous. So anyway, I have those here for some more cards, which I will eventually get around to making. So thanks for sticking around with me while I actually made a card. And I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.